Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Thunder Ducky. This is going to be a video that's going to rub some people the wrong way, probably. So let me go ahead and just start off by saying that I am not a Superman fan at all. I never have been. I think the first Superman movie I ever watched was Superman Returns with Brandon Ralph, or however you say his last name. And then I saw Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Justice League. The Superman I really grew up with was the Superman for the animated Justice League show and Justice League of America. And I don't really have an opinion really based on this Superman. I do think David's a little too skinny as far as muscles go to be playing Superman. When think of Superman, I'm thinking of someone big and buff. You know, he's always been big and buff, unless there's like a comic out there where he was skinnier as far as muscle goes. But I never seen it because I didn't read any comic books either. So, with all that said, I got some thoughts on this new fucking movie coming out James Gunn's doing. But before I get into it, make sure you're liking, you're commenting, you're subscribing, turning on your bell notification because I find this absolutely ridiculous. So, Superman, who's supposed to be the Man of Steel, shoots lasers out of his eyes, his freezing breath, moves faster than a speeding bullet, can fly. He can go up into the atmosphere and still breathe and just suck up the sun's energy and shit and throw buildings and cars and all kinds of shit. And James Gunn's decided to add that one of the storylines, like arching branches from the main storyline, is going to be Superman gets sad because of internet trolls. And it was also stated that this is supposed to be Lex Luthor, and I quote, has rooms filled with mutant monkeys typing away on social media, damaging Superman's image. Now, this sounds ridiculous to begin with because Superman could just walk that shit off. I'm not 100% sure exactly how long into Supermaning he's been doing this, but I'm pretty sure James Gunn stated that it's going to be a Superman that's already been doing it for a while. So out of everything he's done, and Superman's faced some bad PR before. Look at Man of Steel when he first showed up and started doing the Superman stuff. The government wanted him gone. The government wanted to kill him by giving him over to Zod and other kinds of shit. So I don't necessarily understand how internet trolls are going to necessarily damage Superman in any way, because people can literally see the acts that he's doing, because it would make Daily Planet front page fucking news and TV news, and people can see all that. And so people are going to easily differentiate the fact that those are more than likely trolls or haters, because everybody's got haters. It doesn't matter who you are. So I don't necessarily see him caring. And then the only reason I can think of, and some other people have stated this, Nerdic that I watch, Geeks and Gamers, they reminded me, and it makes sense. The only reason why it makes sense that this would be in this movie, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? James Gunn himself faced some internet cancellation because he decided to have some comments for a very heinous opinion. If it's true, again, I'm basing it off of what I heard. I knew he was canceled a few years ago. I didn't know necessarily what for, because I didn't even like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. So when it came to James Gunn, I kind of typed him out, except for Brightburn. Brightburn was pretty fun. But yeah, he faced cancellation for something really bad, and then it sounds like he's taking his experience and just gonna throw it on Superman. Superman, the Man of Steel, is going to need a box of tissues to blow his nose as he lays his head on Lois Lane's lap and she combs his hair with her fingers. They're turning the Man of Steel into a pussy. And he's not hardcore, right? He's not like Wolverine or Hulk, where he's like aggressive and mean and you beat shit up, right? So I'm not saying he should handle everything in a fighting manner. Obviously, Superman hasn't done that. Again, basing it off the movies I saw, not the comic books. So I don't necessarily understand how this would get under his skin, and I don't know necessarily how Mutant Monkeys is going to work unless there's some Lex core gas that he's going to Pour on the Monkeys or Gorilla Grodd is going to be in this. And I thought Grodd was a Flash villain. So I have no idea what he's doing. And to put everything else, he's throwing so many characters into this movie. And it's supposed to be a Superman movie. And with how many characters he's got in this movie, I'm starting to wonder just how it's going to be a Superman movie, because obviously it's going to be covered in cameos. So I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think down in the comments below. It's goofy, it's stupid, and I don't get the point behind it, but I said my piece. It's ridiculous. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn your bell notification. Make sure you're subscribed with your bell on, because I am going to start streaming regularly. I'm still working up on a schedule. I'm still job hunting, to be honest with y'all. It's ridiculous out here. You got all these people with all these help wanted signs and shit and found nothing. And on top of that, as some of you know, my laptop's dead, so I'm streaming straight from my PlayStation, which sucks. But I make do with what I got. I'm literally using my cell phone right now because you guys subscribed. You guys have become members. You guys have donated. So I want to make sure I'm not leaving you guys out to dry. So I'll catch you guys later.